Welcome back to the lab. Video number 2, Friday the 13th. Take 10, I think. It's definitely Friday the 13th. We've had noises in the background and all sorts of things. Anyway, this beastie now. We'll work on this beastie because this is mine. So if things go horribly wrong on the day that it is today, it's not going to matter so much. We did a tiny little real simple things on that and we've swapped them around. I'll carry on with this later. We'll use the rest of the afternoon. Not that there's much left. I told you the noises in the background. We're going to change some things on this that at this point in time haven't actually caused problems, but some things that are similar have. So these silicon couplers that are on here, that silicon elbows we'll call them, even though these are much larger lengthwise, and you'd think that exposes them to more forces and stuff, and being on an elbow, you'd think they might be the ones that would fail first. It's not the way it's worked out. Due to the heat primarily, the ones that were on the front end of the pipes off the compressor housings, we've had both of those fail. So 2 of those are gone over the lifespan of the vehicle in its rear-wheel drive format. I can't remember if in its 4-wheel drive format. I can't remember in the rear-wheel drive format whether we had any problems with those or not, but 2 is enough. So we took those off. They don't exist on the front anymore. We've got these Wiggins style couplers that were sourced from Racer Products, aka Scales, and they're working fine. I've wrapped the gold foil around them just purely because they're in a high heat environment, just trying to reduce the temperature of those fittings as much as practical without going silly about it. So we're going to chop and change these pipes here, do away with these elbows, and we're going to fit these more Wiggins couplers that we've got from Scales. We'll put those there instead, and then we won't have the risk of these blowing, because as you know, I've got my, put that back on the bench, got my own little personal goal. We want to make this thing go, it may have done it by accident, but we want to make it go faster than 1 minute 10 around Hampton Downs. I don't care if it's a 1.9999, 1 minute 9 seconds, 0.999999, I don't care. That's enough. That's my goal. Previous videos, the ones the Auto Addict at Hampton Downs, even with the traffic, I think if you put a stopwatch on it as it goes past the start finish line or whatever, pick a point on the track, there's definitely some 1 minute 10 laps there, give or take a bit. So like I say, we may have done it by accident, but it wasn't officially timed, so it doesn't count. So I'm going to chop and change these so we don't have those fail. There's a few other little bits and pieces I want to do as well, just really fiddling with it. I chopped out, not sure if I showed you on video, I chopped out a big piece of stuff that was across the back here. There's like 700 grams gone. So that was good, made it lighter. Just as a byproduct, this is maybe going to be lighter, removing those silicon couplers and putting the Wiggins things on there and an elbow. I guess I can weigh it and figure that out. It might be lighter. It certainly should be more reliable, he says bravely on Friday the 13th. Okay, let's take it apart. You know what those are out for. It's just, I mean, it's probably not as accurate as it could be. A bit of a rough guess. We can't just use that because we've got a little piece of tube on the inside of each end of that. And conveniently, these are just lying around from other things I'd chopped up. So we've got a lot of reflections happening. Let's call it 350 grams, makes the maths easy. That was the old setup, obviously. Now the new setup, we're going to need a piece of elbow to get our thing around the corner, and then the Wiggins clamp will make up the difference in length of tube. And it's you'd think it'd be heavier, wouldn't you? You'd be thinking wrong. It is actually lighter. So that's a bonus. That's, you wouldn't, would I? I might do it just to save the weight, but that's not what I'm actually up to right now. That's not the goal. But there you go. You can ditch that, replace it with an elbow and a Wiggins coupler, and 80 grams, I think it is, thereabouts. Depends how much welding we do, right? There's going to be some weight, there's got to be some welding material going. Yeah, it's going to... I don't think we'd add another 80 grams to it. We could bundle up a bunch of welding rod, or we could just put that on there. Look at that, see? Still going to be lighter. It might be 50, 60 grams out of the car, at least. And there's 2 of those, so 100 grams. There you go. I can have a third of a can of Coke and be the same weight. So that's all good. Just like that. I say just like that, but look, you can see everything reflecting off the windows because it's pitch black outside. It's my clock says 5:30, but more like 6:30. All done. Some polishing of the welds and things to do. I want those to look like they're one piece rather than joined, so that needs to be sorted. I've got to put some sort of a mount on the intercooler to stop it moving backwards and forwards. That's very heavy, and these don't have a lot of give in them there and there, so this trying to move backwards and forwards while the car's accelerating, decelerating, is going to load up our compressor housings, which is not ideal. They're pretty strong, but I don't really want to put all the weight of this. I mean, it's got a mount at the top essentially with that, and another one up along there, so just kind of triangulated. It shouldn't move, but it probably will. And yeah, certainly if I bump into something pretty hard, it's going to nudge that and it'll damage the turbos, and that will just add insult to the wound. Insult to injury, is it? Salt in the wound? Yeah, that'll do. So there's that. That was easy. Got to think of something else to do now. That'll look good when it's shiny. Not quite symmetrical, unfortunately, because the turbos they're not mirrors. They're both that needs to be a counter-rotating turbo, so that outlet is over there further, and then it'll look the same as that one, and it'll be symmetrical, but that'll do. Pretty good. All right, thanks for watching. Cheers, bye. Like, share, subscribe, tell your mates, everybody bloody watching. Let's make some more money, and then I can spend more money on this, and it'll be more better for you. Cheers, bye. But wait, there's more. We haven't finished yet. All you OCD people, I'm a bit OCD myself, but you know that. You will have noticed something in the engine bay that's probably been bugging you. It's been bugging me for a very long time, but we fixed it. Doesn't it look heaps better? Heaps better. It's a really subtle change, and it's a vast improvement. O2 sensor, link keen lambda. Well, where it is, it's up there. That one had a short lead on it, and this one had a long lead. Much longer than that one. They were supplied at different times, and I believe this kit, or it might have been that kit, one or the other anyway, had the O2 sensor pinched out of it and swapped for a different one, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. It wasn't Link that did that. It was a supplier that I dealt with. I've got no issues with that at all. So yeah, one was a different length to the other, and I wanted to put the unit up here, and obviously the sensors are there, and I'm not going to shift those. So I ran that one there like that. And that one had to kind of just drape across here like this, and it looked terrible. And so now I've extended the harness, and it's good. It's beautiful. That's much better. And I've also put some gold foil where the heat from the exhaust is going to radiate out onto there. I don't want to go as far as using the fiberglass with foil on it, the wrap that you put on there, because it doesn't look very nice. I think it looks cleaner and tidier, lighter like that. And there's things happened underneath the car as well. We'll refer to the whiteboard underneath the car. Now there was a little bracket, this is really hard to do, under the car that looked like that. And it had a panel attached here that went to the front of the car, and a panel that was attached there went to the back of the car. Some screws go through here, and that's that. I'd made it the wrong height. This was too tall. So the bottom side of the car effectively had the diffuser at the back like that. It came along, and then it dropped down ever so slightly, and then it came back up again like that, and then it had the front splitter. So that's not ideal. I mean, it's probably not going to cause a big drama, the perfect shape for a bottom of a car to get 100% mint aerodynamics would actually be an aerofoil like that. Creates big low pressure under here, speeds up the air as it goes through here, massive big low pressure under there. Beautiful. But we don't generally do that. We generally just try and make the car flat. So that's what I've achieved today as well. And I did that by just flattening this out and refolding and made my bracket the right height. Fixed it. More betterer. Very good. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.